Welcome, families, to VirtUUal RE. I'm glad you could join me again this week. For those of you who may not have met me yet, my name is Kathy Underwood, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Religious Education. Well, we are going to continue with our theme for the month of May, which is thresholds. And today's session will be about the door of welcome. This week is a special one for Unitarian Universalists. This Sunday, May 12th, marks the anniversary of when the Unitarian Church and the Universalist Church merged back in 1961 to become the Unitarian Universalist Association. It's also another special day for us, and I'm sure you know what that is. Mother's Day, of course. But why do you think Mother's Day is special for Unitarian and Universalists? Well, that has some history in our denomination. So a long time ago, back in the 1800s, there was a woman named Julia Ward Howe. You may know her as the author to the words of the Battle Hymn of the Republic song, which is sung a lot of times at patriotic events. You may have learned it at school or in Scouts or some other civic organization. Actually, I can play you a little bit of it and see if you recognize this song. Did that sound familiar to you? Well, Julia Ward Howe was a very accomplished woman for her time. She wrote many books. She was very passionate about social justice issues of her time, such as anti-slavery and women's rights. And as a matter of fact, she wrote a proclamation calling for women around the world to unite and join the cause of peace building. This led her to advocate for a Mother's Day for Peace to be held on June 2nd every year. And that did happen for about 25 years. After that, another woman named Anna Jarvis petitioned the government to have a national holiday to honor mothers, which was becoming known as Mother's Day, and that started in 1917. So our Unitarian ancestor of Julia Ward Howe is the instigator for what we know as Mother's Day today. Now, of course, today we recognize mothers in all kinds of ways. There are so many ways that one can be a mother. Obviously, by having a child and birthing a child, but also through adoption, fostering, being a nanny or a child care worker, caring for animals. All people can have a mothering role, and all people can care for others. So feel free to grab your chalice, and if you have a small bowl of pebbles, rocks, or shells for your joys and concerns, or a chime, grab those too, and then come on back and join me for a session on the door of welcome. So first we will light our chalice. And say our chalice lighting words with our hand motions, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. We light this chalice celebrating Unitarian Universalism with open minds, loving hearts, helping hands. We care for the earth and each other. And then we give ourselves a hug. Next, we have joys and concerns. And if you would like to pause the video here and do your joys and concerns, feel free to do so. And when you're ready, come on back. Welcome back. Next, we have our Wonder Box. What do you think could be in the Wonder Box today? Well, it's actually a chalice. This one was made for me by my daughter when she was about 8 or 9 years old, I think. It's very similar to the one I have lit. She put my favorite color beads on top though, purple and green. So why do you suppose a chalice is in our Wonder Box today? Well, welcoming is very important in our congregation, right? We say words of welcome when we are in worship. And we say that we welcome everyone. We welcome diversity and we welcome being unique. And Mother's Day, of course, is a great time to be welcoming. And that is our theme, of course, for the month, is thresholds and the door of welcome. Mother's Day is also a time to remember the symbol of love of being a parent, and a time to remember all the people who love and care for us. Our flaming chalice reminds us of the warmth and love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And in that, we celebrate Unitarian Universalism, as well as those who mother and care for us. Next, we will have a meditation. This meditation is called Go Boldly. And if you need to get your wiggles out before we have our meditation, you can stand up and stretch or do this. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your shoulders, and wiggle your nose. And now that you have the wiggles out, you can sit as still as can be. So get in a comfortable position. If you have a chime or a bell you'd like to ring, feel free to do so. And let yourself relax. Take a nice, slow, deep breath. And then let it out. Breathe in and out. Deep and slow. Breathing in and breathing out. Here in our congregation, we celebrate all kinds of mothers. We celebrate all kinds of welcoming. Listen to the words of this Unitarian Universalist blessing. For all the mothers and mother figures, the grandmothers, aunts, and extended family members who mother, the soon-to-be mothers, the wish they were mothers, the never wanted to be mothers, the it's complicated mothers, the birth mothers, foster mothers, adoptive mothers, stepmothers, the used to be dad mothers, and more than one mom mothers, the single mothers, separated mothers, stay-at-home mothers, unhoused mothers, the grieving mothers, those who grieve their mothers, and those whose grief is complex, for all the communities that matter, and Mother, and for all who depend on the Great Mother, you are held and beloved. Stay comfortable to listen to a Buddhist nun singing a compassion mantra. And while you listen, hold the people who you know and love and mother you in your heart. Well, what did you think of that meditation? Was the music soothing and calming? Was it hard to sit for that 4 minutes or so? If you'd like to pause the video here and share your thoughts on how you felt about the meditation, feel free to do so. And then come on back for our story.
Stella Brings the Family by Miriam B. Schiffer. Illustrations by Holly Clifton Brown. With a hug goodbye, Stella dashed to her cubby and raced to her spot. Mrs. Abbott had a surprise for the class. "We're going to have a celebration for Mother's Day," she said, "and each of you can invite a special guest." Jonathan and Leon said they'd invite their moms. Carmen was sure her mama would come. But Stella had 2 dads. Everyone else had a mother. Howie had 2. Stella would be the only one without a mother at the Mother's Day party. That afternoon, Stella and her clay stared at each other. The next day, Stella worried about the party when she should have been worrying about other things. All week, Stella's appetite was gone. "What's wrong, Stella?" Jonathan asked. "I have no mother for the Mother's Day celebration." "No mother?" asked Leon. "But who packs your lunch like my mom does for me?" "Daddy knows just what I like," said Stella. "The problem isn't lunch. It's that I have no mother to bring for the Mother's Day party." "No mother?" asked Howie. "But who reads you bedtime stories like my mothers do for me?" "Daddy and Papa read stories to me," said Stella. "But who kisses you when you are hurt?" Carmen asked. "Well, that's a long answer," said Stella. "I get lots of kisses when I'm hurt, either from Papa or Daddy or Nana or Aunt Gloria or Uncle Bruno or Cousin Lucy. But I still have no special guest for Mother's Day." Jonathan asked, "Well, why don't you invite them all?" "What a wonderful idea," said Papa and Daddy. But Stella wasn't so sure. Soon the children were crafting invitations, decorating, and preparing gifts. Stella worked harder than everyone. The big day arrived. Daddy and Papa and Nana and Uncle Bruno and Aunt Gloria and Cousin Lucy went with Stella to school. She had so many guests. Stella hoped it would be okay. The party was better than Stella had imagined. Howie came with his 2 moms, and Jonathan brought his grandmother while his mom was away. Stella had the biggest crowd of all. They squeezed into the story circle and made frames for their art. Stella thought the day was turning out fine. In fact, it was better than fine. Papa was a big hit. Later that day, Mrs. Abbott was worn out. Stella told her not to worry. For Father's Day, she wouldn't bring nearly as many people. Just 2.
If you'd like to consider some wonder questions as a family, feel free to do so. First, I wonder who you would invite for a Mother's Day party. I wonder who are the people who mother you and take care of you. And I wonder what it would be like to not have someone to take care of you. If you'd like to pause the video here and share your thoughts on those questions, feel free to do so. And come on back for some ideas on activities that you can do at home. So here are some ideas for some activities you can do at home. First, create a welcome door with artwork. Whatever door you have people usually enter your home, front door, back door, garage door, any door, and decorate it to make it look festive and friendly and welcoming. Use signs and symbols that are welcoming in general, such as peace signs, doves, hearts, flowers, chalices, pineapple. Pineapple is a symbol of hospitality for some. And then when we can invite people to our houses again, they will be very welcomed to see your welcome door. I also will have in the VirtUUal RE website a link in the lesson plan of some inspiring artwork that you can see and show your family. Another idea is from an organization called Forward Together. And they have a link on their website called Mama's Day Activities. It's a way to make an e-card or print out stuff. And it has popular images of all kinds of mothers that you can use. So check that out. And you can find that in the VirtUUal RE lesson on the UCE website. For further reading, some fun books that you can look at. One of my favorites is called The Doorbell Rang by Pat Hutchins. It's a wonderful book, and it might inspire you to bake some cookies. Another book is The Welcome Wagon, which is from the Cubby Hill Tale books. And last, All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penfold. There's also the Soul Matters Family Packet, which is in here. You can click on that link and do all sorts of things as a family through that. And then for sunshine and connecting with nature, you can still contribute to the Neighborhood Love Notes Facebook page by doing sidewalk chalk drawings and sharing them, or play games outside such as a nature tic-tac-toe, hopscotch, foursquare. I have some links to some ideas with those too. And then we will close with a closing circle. If you want to gather around your chalice and cup your hands to blow out your chalice like this. And the closing words for today are, let us be ready to open our doors and welcome old friends and new when we are able to again. Blessed be, amen, and have a good week.